In the last video, we discussed some reasons why fighting fires is such a persistent problem. At the end, I asked you if you want to be a firefighter or if you want to be a dragon slayer. If you want to be a dragon slayer, here's where to start. You have to want to see the dragon. It's a decision you have to make every single day, and it's tricky because the fires you fight at work change from day to day, and you might not recognize when you have fallen into hero mode. Clyde was given opportunities to see the dragon, but he didn't really want it. Not until a woman told him of his folly, he felt like a doofus, and he realized that not only was she not impressed, but he wasn't impressed with himself either. Afterwards, he decided to do what really works, to put out the fires for good instead of covering up the flames as he goes. I'd like to share with you a simple pattern you can use to become an expert dragon slayer. These are the 5 steps of the Put Out the Fires performance improvement process. The first step is to pause. This means that when you are faced with an urgent problem and the fire flares up before you, you can step back and take a deep breath so you don't jump into reactive mode. It might also involve finding ways to zoom out to see the problem from a higher perspective. The next step is to analyze. This means clearly understanding the problem. What is really going on? Do you have all the information you need to clearly define the problem? Then, once you clearly understand the problem, you have to determine what is causing it. You can do this by asking, why is this happening? Or exploring the triggers that are leading to the problem. As part of the analyze phase, you also have to determine whether the problem is big enough to even mess with in the first place. The third step in the performance improvement process is to decide what course of action to take. Depending on the situation, you may determine that you need to fight a fire instead of slaying a dragon. With a clear sense of what your most important work is, you can prioritize what is most important in that moment. Should you fight a fire? Or did you identify a mean old dragon that you should take care of? The fourth step is to take action. Move forward with your plan and execute it. If you have followed the first 3 steps, then taking action is quick and decisive work. This is where the rubber meets the road and real results are achieved. The last step is to evaluate. This means that you step back once again in the aftermath of the smoke and the flames and the shimmering dragon scales and ask yourself, did you accomplish what you set out to accomplish? Did you do what is most important? Sometimes this means evaluating your efforts against the mission of your organization or calculating if you achieved the results you needed to. And there you have it, the process you can follow to become a corporate dragon slayer. As you can see, this performance improvement process is not so much a checklist as it is a mindset for how you approach your work. Training yourself to work in this way will require you to experiment a bit to make it work well for you with your individual style, skills, and work situation. In the end, Clyde's story is each of our story. It's a story of eager enthusiasm, adventure, humbling course corrections, and ultimate triumph. Stop fighting fires. Slay dragons instead.